Today on the workbench, as you can see, I got a really big box, and that's what we're going to work on, is that big box. I don't think it's big enough. We're going to try to make it bigger. Recently I was contacted by a viewer in regards to working on a project for him. I generally don't take on other people's projects, primarily in case I break them, then I don't have to replace the item. But after speaking with him, I went ahead and took on his project with his knowledge, knowing that I don't have all the equipment I may need to finish the task, nor will I possess the skill set to finish the task. So we came to an agreement. He was okay with that. I decided to take the project on, and that's what we're going to work on today. Now, I know it's inside this box, and I don't think it's really quite this big, but A++ on overpacking. This is phenomenal packing so far. So let's go ahead and open up the box and let's see what it is. Here you can see the fantastic packing on this item. The item we're after is inside that bubble wrap. I would imagine that that's twice the amount of bubble wrap needed, but this is, again, fantastic shipping. That, my friends, is a nice size pillow. Well, here it is, finally out of its package. What is it? It's a realistic TRC-200. It's a 5-watt, 6-channel Walky Talky. A little bit bigger than I was expecting. The complaint on this is he hooked it up to power and then he heard a pop, and that was it. He just picked the item up, so he has no history with it. So that's what we're going to do today, was we're going to tear this apart and see if we could resurrect it. I would imagine it's going to be a capacitor or diode, or hopefully something easy. Now, before we open this up, let's go around the case and check it out. Here on the face at the bottom, we have the microphone. In the center here, we have some fantastic silk screening. And just above that, we have the badge. Above the badge, we have the receive speaker. So as you can tell, as large as this item is, yes, you would push this on the side of your face as you would a cellular telephone. I don't have an exact date on this. By looking at it, I'm going to say it's early to mid 80s, maybe 83 to 86. I kind of sort of remember these. And at that time frame, cell phones were just as big. On the top, we have our 8-channel selector. This will be crystal controlled. We have our squelch and our on-off volume control. We have our battery and signal strength meter, or I'm sorry, our battery and transmit meter. Underneath this cap, we have a standard 5-pin DIN external microphone jack, and then we have underneath this plug a standard 3.5mm earphone jack. Of course, that'll be mono. And lastly but not least, we have the aerial with a RF coil in the middle to get it down to 27 megahertz. On the radio's left side, we have a switch here to toggle between high and low RF power output. Underneath these caps, we have an RCA plug for an external antenna. Under here, we have a barrel jack for charge, so you could charge your batteries in the radio, and also just plug it straight into DC power. I would imagine that'll be 12 volts. On the radio's right side, we have the PTT, which stands for push to talk. And this is a momentary switch, and it is as it sounds. When you want to talk, you push the button inward. When you're done speaking and you want to receive or hear the reply, then you just release it, and that'll bring the radio back to its receive function. On the radio's backside, we have this really nice big pleather adjustable hand strap. And at the bottom of the radio, we have the battery cover as well as the back sticker with serial number. Alright, with all that said and done, let's go ahead and open this up and see what's happening. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up power to it via my benchtop power supply, which is running through a isolation transformer. Let's go ahead and do that now. Here's something of interest. This came with the Walky Talky. I actually got two of these. These are dummy batteries. I thought that was kind of interesting. I was in the process of opening this up, and then I thought, well, you know, let me apply a little power to it first to see what it may or may not do. In doing so, I noticed the bottom of the case here is a little proud, and touching the head of the screws, they are burred. So that's a telltale sign somebody's been in here. So hopefully it's not too terribly goofed up, or maybe just somebody looking around.